If you're on Social Security looking for an increase, looks like you may get the Trump bump. That's what they're calling it. Take a look at this. The cost of living adjustment estimate is getting a Trump bump. I'm going to let you know how much you could expect as it is increasing. You're going to get more in 2026 than you're getting in 2025, but the question is how much, as Trump's economic policies are supposedly affecting the COLA to give you a bump, which is why they're calling it the Trump bump. So I'm going to give you all that information regarding the COLA. Also, I'm going to play you a little video clip from Representative Larson from a recent town hall, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So let's look at this. Social Security's 2026 COLA recipients could get more money next year. And this is thanks to the Trump bump, at least that's what they're saying. But how much extra can you receive from the Trump bump? Well, we have the big, beautiful bill coming out. That may play into effect with it. Let's go over this, and then I'll play you the audio clip of Representative Larson. So Social Security's 2026 COLA is on track for a Trump bump. So following a decade of anemic rises in the 2010s, 3 years during the decade 2010, 2011, and 2016 saw no COLA passed along due to deflation. Beneficiaries have enjoyed 4 consecutive years of above-average cost of living adjustments and are hoping for this streak to continue. A historic increase in U.S. money supply during COVID-19 pandemic sent the prevailing rate of inflation soaring to a 4-decade high. This resulted in COLAs 5.9% in 2022, 8.7% in 2023, 3.2% in 2024, and 2.5% in 2025, respectively. For context, the average annual increase in benefits since 2010 is 2.3%, while estimates for the Social Security's 2026 COLA came in below average shortly after President Trump took office for his non-consecutive second term. The script has now been flipped. So nonpartisan senior advocacy group, the Senior Citizens League, is forecasting a 2.2% COLA for 2026 as recently as March. Meanwhile, independent Social Security Medicare policy analyst Mary Johnson is calling for a 2.2% increase in April following the release of the March inflation. After the release of the May inflation, the report from the BLS, from the TSCL, Senior Citizen League, and Johnson are now forecasting a 2026 COLA of 2.5%. At 2.5% would increase the average retired worker benefit by $50 per month next year, as well as lift monthly checks for the typical worker with disabilities and survivor beneficiary by $40 and $39 respectively. The 0.3% increase in both forecasts over the past couple of months is estimated to boost the average Social Security payout by approximately $5.57 per month in 2026. So what are your thoughts there? Is that a good increase? $5 more per month? Well, this Trump bump is the result of the president's tariff and trade policies having a very modest inflationary impact on domestic prices. Charging a global import duty on all countries while imposing higher reciprocal tariff rates on dozens of countries that have historically run adverse trade imbalances with the U.S. can result in these higher costs being passed along to consumers. Though a lot can change with Trump's tariff and trade policy in the coming weeks and months, its current design points to a modest bump in 2026 COLA. So Social Security's cost of living adjustment continues to come up short for most retirees. So on paper, a fifth consecutive year where COLAs are above average compared to the previous 16 years probably sound great, with the average retired worker payout cresting $2,000 per month, and added $50 per month would be welcome in 2026. But the fact of the matter is that a 0.3% bump in COLA estimates since Trump introduced his tariff and trade policy doesn't remotely move the needle when it comes to what retirees have been shortchanged for more than a decade. So What we're seeing here, 2.5% is the latest number. Obviously not enough, saying it could be an additional around $50 per month, which would be, what is that, $600 per year, which is hardly enough if you think about it. It doesn't even cover a lot of expenses that retirees and people on Social Security could barely cover to begin with. So it's definitely low. I think it should be at least a 10%. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think the COLA should be if it were any type of number? But yeah, I think that's not good enough. It's a little annoying that the people who are deciding how much to raise the Social Security are the ones who are making $174,000 per year in Congress. They're the ones who could decide what changes can be done about this, but yet they're not. A lot of the Social Security bills are just collecting dust in Congress. No votes or anything, including many bills that would increase the COLA, Social Security COLA. So unfortunately, we're going to have to wait on that. Maybe the number could go up a little higher. It all depends, but moving on, here is a video clip from Representative Larson. It's actually an audio clip from a recent town hall of him talking about Social Security.
We have answers and solutions, both in terms of what people should be getting with respect to tax breaks, and also, and very clearly and most importantly, what they should be receiving with regard to the nation's #1 anti-poverty program for the elderly and #1 anti-poverty program for children, Social Security. That's what my focus continues to be. That's just happened in the last 2 weeks. These bills are now sitting before the Senate, and it's going to be up to them to decide what they're going to do. If they agree with the House, they'll pass the bill, and it will go on to the President. If they amend the bill, it will come back to the House. Or they can completely disagree, and the bill will die in the United States Senate. But those are the options that face it. We're happy that you've joined us on the line. And now, let me throw it open. And Robin, if you can, I'm sure you will, just again repeat to people how they are able to get on and ask a question. We enjoy doing these town halls, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Congressman. Again, if you would like to ask a question, press *3 on your telephone keypad at any time during this call. And if you would like to sign up for Congressman's newsletter to receive updates and information about future events, you can press *6 on your keypad. Congressman, we've got our first question, which was submitted online by Lynn. Lynn says, I am 68 years old and collecting Social Security. How worried should I be that my benefit will be compromised?
Well, thank you, Lynn, for your question. First and foremost, this is a time that creates an awful lot of hysteria. And how could it not, given the chaos and the uncertainty that's going on in Washington? But let me assure you of this. First and foremost, the Social Security Trust Fund, which Republicans call an entitlement, is not an entitlement. It's your money. This is money that you have paid into the trust fund. Now, some will argue, say, yes, but the business community, or the company I used to work with, paid half of that as well. And yes, that's true. They did pay. You paid your half, they paid theirs. But that's a full tax write-off for the business. And who, if that's a full tax write-off, pays for that? Well, that, of course, would be the government, which means you have fully paid for what is an earned benefit that belongs to you in a trust fund that contains $2.7 trillion, but hasn't been enhanced since Richard Nixon was President of the United States. So the key issue that we're proposing is not to privatize Social Security, which is the intent of the Trump administration, and I'll say more about that as we go on, but to enhance the existing system so that people who are already receiving Social Security and haven't seen an enhancement since 1971 get what they need to make it through these difficult times, and that future generations also are educated in terms of understanding the unique benefit and the unique guarantee and the unique insurance program that this is for the American people, further underscoring the genius of Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
What are your thoughts there on Representative Larson with Social Security? I like to play every single clip regarding Social Security, Representative Larson, anything that is for Social Security, against Social Security, so you know exactly what is going on and you are most informed. If you appreciate that, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And that is all the news that I have for today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you one thing that you should do. When you want to do something, you have the power to do whatever you want. Unless, one thing, you believe in yourself. That's the only trick. So that's all I wanted to tell you for today. Bye. This is the Bella.
If you haven't heard about the new bill proposal for Social Security, yes, there is a new Social Security bill. Here is the latest bill in this video over here. Also, I go over the 3 changes that are happening in 2026 for Social Security. You're going to want to click that video now, and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.